Today I'm going through a bit of a creative block. Now this happens to everyone, anyone with creative pursuits, painters, sculptors, photographers for sure, writers. And it's important to talk about it and maybe discuss a few ways in which we all get over this, because it's a inherent part of creativity. I find this both in my professional life, my day job, as well as any other creative pursuits that I might have going on at that time. Photography is one constant one, but I've done a little bit of calligraphy, I play a little bit of music, and in all of these areas, there are some days that just don't work. And on these days, it is important to have a strategy on how to get back into the rhythm of building something new. One of the things that has worked for me a lot of times is to just force myself to go out there and do whatever needs to be done. A lot of times I find that the mental block is because of something else happening in my life. Especially with 20,000 things to manage, as we all do these days. There's office work, there's personal relationships, there's family, there's these kind of projects. And I feel like once you slip on something in some other area of your life, it keeps occupying space in your mind, and that space grows bigger and bigger as days go by, as you procrastinate. And I'm especially prone to this because I'm very deliberative in my approach towards anything. So whether it is something at work, or whether it is finding a new project for photography, or it might be something around music. Like, one of the things on my mind is that I want to create an intro song for this channel, and I've written a couple of songs. They're all funny kind of songs, parodies really, but I want to really make an attempt to compose something which I haven't done so far, in a way that it can be used for production, for something live. So I'm excited about the idea, and I have a few ideas in my mind. I'm a big listener of Indian classical music, and I really enjoy that. But of course, this is a global platform, global channel. Most of you, if I look at the stats, are actually in the United States or in Germany or the UK. And so, of course, I want to bring that flavor. But the base that I have in mind is Indian classical. Anyways, that's just an example of a project that's currently at the back of my mind. And the way I function is I get lots of new ideas, and some of them bubble up to the top of my priority list. But even if they do, like I said, I'm a very deliberative person, and I spend a lot of time just brewing that idea in my mind. And it takes inspiration from several different facets of my life. And maybe in a couple of weeks' time, I will have something that I can start actioning. And so one thing that I realized today, for example, was there were a couple of things at work that were similarly brewing at the back of my mind. I knew I had to do them. There is a bit of a deadline, but I don't want to do a shabby job, and so I'm giving it the thought that it needs. But oftentimes that results in what feels like procrastination, because I know that I have to do it, but I don't feel ready, and so I don't start actioning it. And when too many things of those sort pile up, especially if you're holding all of that in your brain instead of putting it on a to-do list or something, it starts bogging you down. At least that's my experience, and I would love to hear what your experience is in this area. And so one of the things that works really well is, instead of trying to do something new and putting pressure on that part of your brain, it's important to get started with something that you already know that you've done 20,000 times. So for me, for example, it might be as simple as just playing an old song that I already know really well, and that'll get me out of that fear of approaching the guitar or fear of approaching the camera. Because sometimes we get bogged down by creativity, and every time we approach the camera, we feel like we need to create something spectacular. And that's just not the truth of any creative pursuit. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I want to invite all of you to also share your ideas about what you do when you hit this kind of a roadblock. One of the things that I did today was just take the camera out while I went for my grocery run, and I got a couple of decent shots on the way. Absolutely nothing remarkable, but it was important to take the camera out for a spin, and so that's a start. We'll see where it goes from here. So, like I said, please do share your ideas about what you do when you're mentally blocked, when you're in a creative block and you want to get out of it. And thanks a lot, all of you who've subscribed. I'm reaching 100 subscribers on this channel. We're at 94 right now, and it's a bit of a milestone in my mind. That means that this is serious, and I can't just let it slide or let it fizzle out. And so it's exciting to know that something that I'm doing holds value for other people in the community. And thank you for your encouragement. Hope to see you in another video with something more substantial soon. All right.